This presentation from Vanessa Bishop is very timely given the presentation that we just heard. I only met Vanessa maybe an hour or so ago, but I feel like I have known her for years. We spoke a couple of months ago, and she shared her story with me, and I'm going to very briefly give you a brief highlight of Vanessa. So in 2016, at age 20, Vanessa was diagnosed with a medullablastoma. As you know, a very aggressive brain tumor. She was a student at West Virginia University. Following the diagnosis, explored all sorts of treatment options, brought her, among many places, to Johns Hopkins for a surgery, also to University of Maryland for the proton radiation treatment, where she met Dr. Young Kwok, who is not here today, but also Kat. Are you still here? Yeah, thank you. And so thanks to that team, actually we were introduced to Vanessa, who traveled here today from West Virginia with her parents, Vicki and Jim. So thank you for all being here. I think you're going to find her story really interesting and fascinating. She is incredibly inspiring, and I have been impressed with you since we first spoke, so I'm going to let Vanessa take it away and share your journey and your story with us. So thank you for being here today and sharing your story. Thank you. Yeah, and I just want to make sure.
Hello. Testing.
Is it working? Yeah? Okay.
Good. Oh, well, first of all, I'm gonna apologize for my voice and sounding like a mime. Because brain surgery affected a lot, and my speech was one, so sorry about that. Also, I'm just gonna, before I get into this, I'm gonna thank you all for allowing me to be here and for everything you do. Thank you. And my name's Vanessa Bishop, like Tasha said.
She's gonna raise your mic up for you.
Technical difficulties. Is that better? Okay, so my name is Vanessa Bishop, but I want to know all your names. So what we're gonna do, on the count of 3, we're gonna say your names nice and loud and proud so I can meet you. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Good to meet you. Okay, so as I said a bunch of times now, I'm Vanessa. I'm from West Virginia. I'm a student of West Virginia University. I love it will sit there that love skydiving and people and traveling. Yeah. I'm a daughter of the king and I'm a fighter. And also, like Tasha said, in May of 2016, so it's been a very long journey. I was finally, after 9 months of misdiagnosing me, they finally said, hey, you have a brain tumor. And then quickly after, on June 3rd of 2016, so again, 3 years, I had surgery to remove that tumor. I had no idea how severe it was going to be. None of us really knew. I thought, like, oh, it's just another surgery. It's not a big deal. Well, I was wrong, obviously. It was medullablastoma. And as we just learned, it's a pediatric tumor, which I'm not. And I believe it's more prevalent in boys. You might, yeah, I thought so. And I'm not that either, so I'm like, I'm either really weird or I've had this for a while. But here I am. So the surgery itself was like a 5-hour nap. And then I woke up and it was like a complete nightmare. It impacted, obviously, my speech because I sound like a 5. After surgery, you couldn't understand me at all. So my speech, my vision, obviously my mobility, and my dexterity. I like shake and stuff. Especially more so my left side. Almost like a stroke. The surgery affected my left side more. Okay, these are two-sided, so yeah. So it says here. So I was 20, and I was very like free-spirited, independent, loved to skydive, was working 3 jobs, taking 18 credits. I went from that to a girl that was like 20, just like existing. Her mom had to wipe her rear end. Just basically like surviving and breathing and taking up space. So it's been a very long process. But I couldn't do literally anything. I was pretty much incapacitated. I couldn't do, including washing my face with simply washcloth, washing my body, brushing my teeth, feeding myself, rolling over in bed. And if I listed everything, we'd probably be here for a while. So just use your imagination. Well, I was there for 4 weeks, and with complications including a kinetic mutism, which I would think some of you probably know about that. If not, maybe all of you. I'm not sure, but basically I couldn't talk. And as you've learned, I love talking. So that was like kind of torture. Yeah, that was bad. Oh, and I could hold 1 finger for yes and 2 for no. Then sometimes you'd have those people who would ask more than 1 question at once, and I'm like, don't know. Can't tell with that one. This is kind of hard because it's like, it's almost sided, and I'm like, so the head of the chemo department at Johns Hopkins suggested a year of chemotherapy and 6 weeks of, what's it called? There's a special name. Like the entirety of my cranial spinal, right? Radiation. And at that time, I refused. And I went to Chipsa Hospital in Mexico for alternative cancer treatment. But you have to get where I'm coming from. I was 20 for one, and my state was very critical and incapacitated, so I wasn't even sure. I didn't think my body could deal with those harsh treatments, so I alternative. So my mom stayed in the Ronald McDonald House, which we're very thankful for the American Cancer Society and the Ronald McDonald House, which I didn't really experience much of. I obviously didn't stay there much, except for the night before. But the hope lot for the proton therapy, because my family, I eventually, like, chemo and radiation was more of a, like, do or die. So what do you choose? If it's do or die, I choose do. Clearly, do. But my family and I aren't like, we don't prefer like the traditional treatments. So finding out that, hey, there's a kind of like an alternative to radiation. It's not radiation, but it's healthier and more targeted. Like if this is a tumor, it just stops instead of going through to other organs and like damaging other organs that are vital. So we're very thankful for proton treatments. And they were also very pleasant to work with. Not just the workers, but also the patients were very personable, if that makes sense. Like outgoing and like loving. So we were thankful for that. Oh, I was gonna say too, throughout the past 3 years, I'm very thankful for all the support I've had from friends and church members and everyone that's helped me along the way. But if it wasn't for Mom Bishop, then I wouldn't be here. Which isn't morbid. It's just like honest. She's the reason I'm here. Well, one of the reasons I'm here. I also have the ketogenic diet, which initially was for my brain, but the weight loss is a perk because I've lost over 110 pounds, which, like I've said, wasn't the initial reasoning for the keto diet, it was more for the brain. Like it's more catered for your brain. Your brain needs healthy fats, as you probably know. And the ketogenic diet is comprised of 70% fat. So that's good to know. I'm gonna... Let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna read this, cut verbatim, just like a heads up. I said, even though these 3 years have been some of the worst and very challenging and the longest and slowest and hardest process of my life ever, they've been some really fill in the blank with your own adjective. 3 years, they've been really blank. But at the same time, in a really, really weird way, they might also be some of the best 3 years, best years of my life. They may be the worst and possibly some of the best. It's really changed my goals and perspectives and my way of thinking, and really put my faith into action and really tested my faith instead of saying, oh, I'm a believer. It really put that into action and really made me rely on my faith. And I'm way more passionate about not just cancer per se, but also maybe more so the disability factor. I have a lot of goals now, a lot of different goals that are catered towards brain cancer or cancer in general. I'm gonna cry. Or I can't do this. Or disabilities. I have a lot more to say. I have a lot more to say. I have 3 years worth of info. But it's gonna stop. I'm gonna stop now. So just thank you guys for being part of my journey, my very to be continued multifaceted journey. Thank you. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Thank you. I had a lot more to say, but we'll just stop there. Okay, so now for the questions, right?
Yeah, if anyone has any questions for Vanessa.
I mean, maybe not medical questions. Let go of the cells maybe not that stuff, but like, if you have questions.
This lady has her hand up over here.
Okay, go ahead, ma'am.
I have a question. If they ever asked you a question with the 1-2, if it was not a yes or no question.
Well, I learned I had to keep it a yes or no questions. We all learn that. Not like a descriptive answer. I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
I lost all forms of communication, which kind of sucks. To say it simply and nicely, the past 3 years have really sucked. So, at that time, it was just yes, no, or
The yes no dance, yeah. What can we learn from you? What can we do better as doctors to take care of patients like you?
actually, don't take this personally. But I would say 2 things. One, me and my family, we don't really care for like I said, we aren't jumping the gun for traditional treatment, so like proton therapy or research to do more alternative therapies that are, more integrative, like chemo, but do this, or radiation, but do proton therapy, So that's the first thing. And also, number 2, I would say the science and the medical stuff and being scientific, and that's important, but also when someone's sick, they need bedside care and more compassion. The statistics and the life expectancy, that's important, but really, when someone's sick, they want someone there. They want more care, more compassion. Personally, I'm very strong in my faith. So statistics and life expectancy is big, but that means nothing to my God. He can do, if my life expectancy is 6 months, let's say. If he wants me longer than 6 months, then he's going to keep me longer. So, I would say more options. Options are good. People need to know they have options, not just you have to do chemo, you have to do radiation. Eventually, I did that because it was very aggressive, and yeah. So last year I did that, but options are good. And also, like I said, more loving.
Another question.
Next question. If
You're
there's-
amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
First off, you're an inspiration.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for being here and sharing your life with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. A question? Going from 1 to 2 to now, how long did that take for you to get to where you are right now?
Well, the 1 to 2, the kinetic mutism only lasted like a week and a half-ish. But for me, that might as well have been an eternity. I'm very outgoing. But, well, then I was like I said, like very incapacitated and very dependent. And it's been 3 years, and I've come a very, as my mom and I say, I've come a long way, baby. So, and I have a long ways to still go after 3 years, but I've come very far. I can do a lot now. A lot more than I could 3 years ago. I couldn't like be myself or anything, and now I'm an adult, independent, but thank you.